Hi guys. I have to keep making these videos because I have a compulsory need to argue with people who will never agree with me. But what we have to talk about is highly important anyway. It's technically still Pride Month, which is basically just like the time when corporations act like they give a shit about us, but that's literally another video topic coming soon. But we're still trying to say something, right? Like, I know the fact that the George Floyd incident literally sparked off a Black Lives Matter uprising, which is based, but it's still Pride Month for this wing of the intersectional left, right? So we're still trying to spread our message, I hope, somehow. Because it's not like the criminal justice system isn't fucking us over too. I mean, they are putting trans women in men's prisons, so. But what is our message of pride? What does that actually mean? Because it seems like a lot of people think that it means something it doesn't. They're hearing it as literally like, oh, you're proud of an identity characteristic. That intuitively makes no sense. And then that reaction from the naive, straight, young white boy is basically, why can't I be proud for being straight? Why not? Why are you robbing me of this fundamental right to pride to an identity characteristic that I just experienced the absurdity of, but I can't comprehend the absurdity of? It's almost like I was already proud of being a straight. And now that you've shattered the illusion of pride by showing me something that I perceive to be ridiculous by my privileged identity perspective, I can't project that onto myself and realize that I'm full of shit, because that's not even what you're actually saying. So what are we saying? We're saying that we're proud of ourselves despite living in an oppressive culture. Straight pride ultimately doesn't make sense because it's privileged pride. And who gives a shit about privileged pride? Pride makes sense when you're standing up for yourself. That's when pride can be a virtue. That's the context of when pride can be a virtue. That's what you have to understand. If you're straight, you have the privilege of not being thrown in the wrong jail for your gender. You have the privilege of not being misgendered. You have the privilege of having your housing rights and your adoption rights and your marriage rights guaranteed to you forever. And LGBT people don't have that type of reality or history. We're not coming from that context. We're not coming from that perspective. And therefore, our pride makes sense, because we're standing up to people who hate us in a society that discriminates against us. And I feel like if you're straight or in cis or in heteronormative or whatever, you don't have to deal with our problems, but once you understand the problems, you'll say like, yeah, that makes no sense. Like, yeah, like, that shouldn't be the case. And you'll just agree with us, because if not, then you're part of the problem. Like, there's no other explanation for your position other than, like, oh, you are, like, the reactionary. You're the reaction to the rebellion. And it's the same case for white pride as well. That's why white pride makes no sense. Because you have white privilege. Which is another video topic, of course. Of course. White privilege is its own term that I need to define. But I just want to make a video focused on Pride Month and the concept of pride. Not necessarily the history of it, but like conceptually, message-wise, rhetoric-wise, perhaps, all those things in one. Because like, why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't your queen do this for you?